Lost boys and golden girls, welcome back. I'm here again with another episode of I Played a Thing, Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. First thing you may notice is that I'm wearing the Brigand set today, just for a change of pace. Second thing you may notice is that I am sitting on a big stack of souls there. Reason being, I had a little mishap with my save game backup routine, and lost a little progress. Not a lot, but I did have to go back and refight the Lost Sinner. And I did a little extra co-op along the way, which is why I have some extra dough. I did recreate my stats as they were when I left off last time, but we just have a little extra spending money, so we'll start out with a little shopping spree. First thing, you may recall I mentioned that sometimes at certain milestones in the game, Melentia here will restock her bright bugs. Well, when you get your first Wondrous Soul, that we did from beating the Lost Sinner, that is one of her restock times. And every time she restocks her bright bugs, she raises the price of them. So if you have the cash to spare, it's a good idea to buy out her stock whenever you can, because they will not be getting any cheaper. There we go. 1, 2, 3 wonderful bright bugs. And that'll take off a chunk of our extra money right there.
Thank you kindly.
You really should thank me. You ought to have a house by now. And we could stand with some equipment upgrades, but if I recall correctly, we need large titanite for our hammer and our bow. But we don't have any large titanite on hand, so I'm gonna head on over to old McDoof, because we can always purchase that from him. Meanwhile, wow. Interesting times at I Played a Thing Limited. Most notably, I kinda quit my job. Yeah. From a strictly financial perspective, probably not the most responsible thing I could have done, but in the interest of self-preservation, it was probably the right thing to do. Reason being, you know how I've been saying lately that I've been kind of stressed out at my job? Well, yeah, my work-related anxiety was getting bad enough that I was losing sleep over it and becoming physically ill, and that's kind of when I said, you know, maybe I shouldn't be doing this anymore. But being on the job market again is going to come with stresses of its own, so yeah, interesting times. Let's see, we'll need another 6 big titanites if we're going to upgrade these further. So why not? Anyway, something else of significance is that I have purchased a proper pop filter, finally. Purchased a proper pop filter. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. So my plosive should now be less explosive. And I did spend money from the Patreon fund on that. So thank you all to those of you who contributed and helped me buy that. Also, I picked up a porta-booth, which is like a little portable soundproofing sort of enclosure with some acoustic foam. And so I'm going to record some demos and see if maybe I can land a voiceover gig or two. Now, I don't think I'm terribly likely to be able to make a living at that, because, you know, I'm not that good or anything, and it's a small and competitive field, and I don't live in LA, which doesn't help. But who knows? Maybe I'll be able to make a little bit of money at least, and help with some of the lean times until the next job comes along. Folks have been saying that I should do some voiceovers, and maybe I should listen. So, wish me luck, and if you've done any of that kind of work, maybe have some advice to offer, I would most definitely be grateful for it. But that's enough about me, back to the game. Last time, you may recall, we finally picked up a Pharos Lockstone, and there were 2 places here in the Lost Bastille that had Pharos contraptions we could operate. One of them being here, the other was in that other basement where there was a ninja. That one we don't really need to worry about so much, because that just leads to a soul vessel and some other minor treasure I can't specifically recall. The one here, however, leads to a whole optional area with an optional covenant and an optional boss. So that should be interesting, and we'll do that today. Now, as soon as I start going in there, things are probably going to get crazy, so I should take a moment to just talk about this a little bit first. This is going to be one of two belfries, Belfry Luna, the other being Belfry Sol, which we will find a little later in the game. Moon and Sun. And the belfries are the centerpieces of a PvP covenant, and they are big PvP areas. If you wear the covenant ring, you will be auto-summoned to invade people in the belfries, while the people in the belfries just try to get through the area without being gangbanged to death. And I am playing this in the evening, on a weekend, which means there will probably be lots of invaders, and I will probably get ganked pretty bad. I'm also going to be joining the Covenant myself. I'm usually not very interested in PvP, but it's a good opportunity to get Titanite chunks, because every time you repel someone from the Belfry as part of the Covenant, you get a chunk. And just like Dark Souls 1, they can be a little hard to come by. So that's a plus. However, being part of the Covenant does not exempt you from invasions. You can get ganked same as anyone else. No honor among thieves, I suppose. So, I will be joining the Covenant, but I will probably be getting invaded quite a bit anyway. And as many Pharaoh's contraptions do, that just makes the glowing face appear here so you can bust through the wall, and it's on to Belfry Luna. And let's see if I can actually talk to the Covenant NPC before I get invaded, because it often happens really fast.
Undead! Undead! King Rams of our bell! The great bell of Arkin! The bell belongs to the princess, it do. Stay back or we slice you to bits. Me and my chums, we shan't be left. Stay back or your pieces. Tiniest pieces.
Well, I just got invaded in mid-conversation, which usually doesn't happen. So let's deal with that real quick, like. Or get dealt with real quick, like, is likely to be the case. In addition to the invaders here, you have these little people who are fairly good at killing you in their own right. And we're just getting multi-ganked here. This is going to end real quick, and not in a good way for me. Yep. Never got invaded in mid-conversation before. I did not in fact realize that could happen. But you start to get the idea. Apparently, this bell tower is in a kingdom called Alkin, or rather used to be. It's all Drangleic now. Soon as I respawn, we'll talk to the little guy again, and hopefully get a little more information about this new area of ours. Thankfully, it's a very quick hop from the servants' quarters bonfire. So let's chat some more.
A long time ago, the princess should know me. Yes, just like so. To guard this bell for the prince's honour. Stay away, foul undead, or you'll be a goner. Stay back! It belongs to the princess, it do. You wish to guard the bell, you do. For the prince and the princess forever.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here for you.
And there's our Covenant ring that we wear for auto invasions.
When you round the bell, you'll be brought near. When the bell is in trouble, the ring brings you here. Slice them to shreds, whoever they are, whoever be they near, be they far. Slice them to pieces for the princess. In, Oaken, the bell of the princess. In, then, the bell of the prince. Yes! Tear him to shreds, tear him to bits. Gather around and ring the bell swift. We've been ringing this bell forever, we have.
So, the little folks are constructs of some sort created by the prince and princess, and this belfry belongs to the princess, meaning that Belfry Sol, in the one-time kingdom of Ven, would be the prince's place. And apparently they've been at this for a long time, since before this was Drang Lake. Ooh. They may not look like much, but these little doll people, they can dish out a beating, they can. Damn it! I need to be less careless. Oh well. Might as well drink 'em while we got 'em. And if we were fully human, there would be a summon sign nearby, which we could use to bring Masterless Glencore back for a little assistance. But we'll hold off on that for the moment, as we have a few treasures to procure before we really move on. Oh, hi, Marked One. Oh, this isn't good. We've got a bunch of little guys around while we're being invaded. So I'm going to get down here so as to not get gangbanged and maybe actually have a fighting chance at it. Hi, Marked One. Oh, shit. That didn't work out. Oh, now the little folks are coming down after me. Yeah, this'll end badly again. Whoop. That was some very bad timing on my part. Yeah, gloat. Well, anyway, we did get an extra spice at least while we were at it, and that's always a nice thing to have. They are quite expensive to buy on the open market. So yeah, if you are trying to bust your way through the bell tower like I am, the idea is to get to the top and ring the bell, which will open the doorway to the exit. Now, Belfry Sol doesn't actually have a boss, but Belfry Luna here has a unique boss, and that's the main reason we're coming here. It used to be you had to complete this area in order to get the Bastille key that would let you light up the Lost Sinners room, but they put that in an easier place in Scholar of the First Sin, as you saw. Die, you little shit, I'm tired of you. I don't think these guys take any particular extra damage from our hammer, from strike damage, but it is our most upgraded weapon right now, so no sense in not using it. Alright, there's that down. We're gonna have several, I think 3 or 4 little guys up here. I'm just gonna try and avoid them and grab what treasure there is to be had. And then we'll ring the bell and hopefully be on our way before anyone else tries to kill us. Oh, more spice. That's a bonus. And we've got something over here, which I will quickly acquire. Radiant Life Gem's nice. And here's the bell switch. Well, they certainly put some holes in me while I was running away, but that'll happen. The important thing is we got out alive. The boss door is now open, and I am going to real quick pop myself an effigy and go summon the NPC who goes by the unforgettable name of the man they call the Masterless G. Come on, Glencore, we've got a boss fight to tackle. And it is a fairly tough one. I often have some trouble with it. But we will get through alive if we can. And if not, try again. Come on, Glencore, let's rock. I think these guys might be a little extra vulnerable to strike damage. So we'll try it that way. Yep, here we have the Belfry Gargoyles, who are kind of a little homage to the Bell Gargoyles from Dark Souls 1. The problem is there are a lot more than 2 of these guys, and they start spawning pretty damn quickly. So you gotta be fast if you don't want to get overwhelmed by gargoyle after gargoyle. It helps to focus your damage on one at a time, so not too many of them will spawn, and you won't just get completely ganged up on all at once. Shit. Let's use a couple life gems just so we don't get interrupted so readily. Yeah, this is not working out well for me. Oh god. Yeah, you just stay over... Ah, fire! Fire bad. Okay, that's another one down. But that's me getting gangbanged some more. I don't appreciate it. Salad's not a shy lady, but she's not into that. Okay, another down. That is a definite plus. This is starting to get under control. Thank you for finishing that one, Glencore. You're a scholar and a gentleman. Oh, can't get careless. Oh god. Oh, hallelujah. Very nice. Well, in addition to a boss soul, we do have some other items that I haven't looked at yet, including our Covenant items, and I never did look at the Fire Seed. So we'll stop and take a moment to do just that, because I cannot get invaded here after ringing the bell and fighting the boss, I'm pretty sure. So it seems like a good time to take a little break. And the Belfry Gargoyle Soul is the soul of a gargoyle of the Lost Bastille. The elaborate stone statues on the belfry mysteriously came to life. Well, not terribly descriptive, but whatever. And those, I believe, are what we saw flying around earlier in the level. I believe I should have a fire seed here somewhere. Is that... Ah, yes, it's in the upgrade items. It is a tiny waning flame, used to strengthen a pyromancy flame. A pyromancy flame serves as the catalyst for pyromancies, and scales the strength of each spell according to its level. Fire is a common object of worship, it can never be grasped, and its mystery stokes the human imagination. Well, fire does tend to be kind of a big deal in the world of Dark Souls. Ooh, I'm low on arrows. I'll have to go buy some more of those in a bit. In the meantime, we'll look at our Bellkeeper seal. Ring of the Bellkeeper Covenant. Join this covenant and wear this ring to be automatically summoned to the world of an invader of the Bellkeeper's domain. The twin bells symbolize the bond between two lovers who could never be united. The Bellkeepers are their eternal guardians, for that is their love, that is their curse. Well, we get a little more info on the prince and princess there, that's nice. And we can continue onward and explore this last little bit of the Bastille, just beyond the Belfry. This being Scholar, there's not as much here as there used to be, because it used to be quite important to pick up the Bastille key here if you wanted to fight the Lost Sinner as easily as possible. But there are still a few goodies here for us, and I believe there's a unique NPC invader a little further along. And we get a Southern Ritual Band, so let's check that out too. One of the secret treasures restored in Alia. Raises the number of spells you may attune. This modest-looking ring contains very powerful magic. To imagine what unspeakable deeds were performed to create such rings, one need only recall the cruel fate of the residents of Aldea. Well, Aldea is actually a person, not a place, so I guess they're talking about his domain. But we will definitely be finding out a lot more about Aldea later in the game. He's a pretty big deal. That's not an illusion. Quite something ahead? Yeah, that's, is that the Sinner's Rise? No, it's just freestanding in the water. Huh. I'm not sure why there even needs to be a bonfire here, but hell, why not? Now, when we head down here is, I believe, when we get invaded by that NPC. Let's see. Can I hit any of the... No, it doesn't look like I can. See, there are some dogs down there that will make the invader a little more dangerous, but... Oh, they are cleverly placed so that I cannot shoot them from afar. Oh well. We'll just have to do this the hard way. We're gonna try and take out as many dogs as we can as quickly as we can before the invader comes and makes life even harder for us. Oh dear. Yep, there he is, Vorgel the Sinner, and I have been completely trapped. Oh, that sneaky bastard. Okay, full marks for that. That was kind of impressive. I did not realize he came right down from the corridor there. Did not remember that. Well, on the bright side, at least that means you got to see what the spear backstab looks like. It's actually quite nasty. Let's see if we can make a better go of this time. Well, that's one dog down, and I'm not trapped in the corner. That's a good start. This is definitely off to a much better start. Gotta recover our souls there. We did have a respectable pile of them from the gargoyles. Ow! Vorgel, you dick. Oh shit, there's another dog. Bad situation. Shit. Ah, damn it. Okay, that's probably why there's a bonfire there. Well, I do dearly hope we do not end up losing that big soul pile, but I do want to get down there because I don't remember what there is in the way of possible reward for completing this fight. I know there's some kind of treasure down here. No, salad, do it properly. Oh god, I gotta get out of here. Man, I keep getting the dog ambushes. That ain't no good. And I don't think I ever remembered to mention that is one benefit to life gems over Estus. If you get hit during your healing animation, it doesn't get interrupted. Ah, God. I don't normally have quite so much trouble with this. Ah, get me out of here. Too many dogs. I'm going back to the hammer because that was letting me one-shot them. Stop stun-locking me, I don't appreciate it. Well, this particular sinner is giving me more trouble than the boss one. Well, I will exploit these stairs as long as I have to. I think there's only one dog left. Yep, looks that way. Alright, now we can have a proper duel. And you're not so tough without your pets, are you? I'll just beat the shit out of you. Much better. Wow, I'm surprised I never had very much trouble with that before, because that was really very nasty. Nearly ended badly for me several times. Oh well. We came out on the good side of it eventually, and that's the important thing, I suppose. Dogs do occasionally drop consumables. Oh, that is pretty nice treasure. Petrified something, of course, being the highest quality of trade item for the bird girls. Bright bugs, as you've seen, can be quite expensive. And we got the dragon tooth. So it looks like that's still around. Well, it was indestructible in the first game, so I suppose that stands to reason. And a free enchanted falchion. Not terribly exciting, but whatever. Now we can look at some of our new stuff. We've seen falchions before, it looks like, but not the dragon tooth. Well, we did see it in the previous game, but not in this one. It's a giant dragon tooth used as a great hammer. As solid as a boulder, this tooth is said to be taken from a dragon, but the truth of this claim is unclear. What is certain is that it bears some mystical power, and its wielder gains resistance to magic and fire. Real big heavy weapon, requires 50 strength to use one-handed, so old Hovel the Rock was a strong motherfucker. It is actually not entirely beyond the realm of possibility that we might have that much strength someday. So who knows, maybe we'll get to play around with that. Anyway, let's go on back to things betwixt. And we have that petrified something, and I believe a couple of smooth and silky stones that we can trade in. Might as well see what the bird ladies have for us this time out. And then, having a fire seed as we do, we can get our pyromancy flame upgraded a bit.
Yes!
I know. I know how this thing works. We'll start by giving them the something. What did we get? Oh, shush. Oh, petrified dragon bone. That's not a bad prize at all. And how about for our regular old smooth and silkies? I'm not that excited about another slab, which is something I never would have said in the original Dark Souls, but that's the way it goes in this one. And a faint stone. That's, I believe, what we used to make a magic-type weapon. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the difference between magic and enchanted in this game is that enchanted scales from intelligence but does physical damage, whereas magic scales from intelligence doing magical damage. Probably nothing will want on this playthrough, but after we respec in the next cycle, who knows? Now what I'm going to want to do is restock on some arrows, because, as I noticed a little while ago, I am rather low. And then maybe we'll go upgrade our pyro hand a little bit, and maybe level up if we have any cash left over, and then we'll head on to the next area. Alright, McDoif. Give me Fuck it, 973 of your finest iron arrows. That ought to keep us stocked for a while. And back to the far fire, and we should have enough for a pyromancy flame upgrade left, I do believe. I don't think they're more than 3,000. Not enough for any levels, but that's alright. We will not have ammo issues for quite some time.
Hello again.
I've been just dandy. Alright, pyro hand +1. It's a start.
I'm always here.
Now, I can't remember, honestly, which NPC it is that you can trade the soul of the gargoyles to, so let's see if it's strayed. I think it might not be, but what the hell. It's nice to pay him a visit anyway. And actually, I think we might have done enough trades to get his valuable customer gift. So let's see about that. I do like the fact that, as one of the commenters pointed out, even swinging a weapon near him, you can see the gust of air on his clothes. That's just kind of neat. Alright, some alluring skull drops. Not an item I make heavy use of, but nice to have.
Souls. I need souls, you cursed fool. If you seek my strength, bring me souls. Bigger, stronger souls.
Well, I keep telling you, there's no need to be rude about it. Oh, he is the guy we trade for, the gargoyle soul. And we can get the gargoyle bident, which is a spear that scales well with strength, which is kind of rare, so that'll be nice to have along. Let's have a look at that. It is a two-pronged spear that imitates a weapon mentioned in an ancient text. Gargoyles are said to guard castles and forts from ill fortune, and they have appeared in many forms in all the great lands throughout history. Some of them are so meticulously crafted that they look as if they might come to life. Well, this is definitely the only thing that we can actually get for the gargoyle soul, so we might as well. And can we afford any of his other interesting stuff? No, not really. Couple of hexes, but at least in this cycle we don't really have any use for hexes. Now, if we didn't have enough trades in to get his gift before, I bet we will now.
Cursed one, take these.
The black set.
Put them on, and please, stop being so weak. Feeble, cursed one. Let's hope the magnificence of my spells does not deter you.
Hey, I've been spending here, haven't I? I like Strayed, and you know, even for all his insults, I think he kinda likes you. You know, he's king shit of Fuck Mountain when it comes to spellcraft, but he encourages you to get stronger at least, and he is willing to trade with you and fun stuff like that. Oh, and we can use the Bastille key over here, although I don't remember at all what this leads to. Try attacking? Do we have an invisible here? We do. And another petrified something. Sweet. More petrified dragon bone? Yeah, there's actually a nice little bonanza over here. And this would just drop us down to the entry to Sinner's Rise, so we don't need to go there again. And hey, we got another top-tier trade item. So we might as well make use of it. One more thing about Strayed, if you were thinking his voice sounded kind of familiar, yeah, you weren't just hearing things, because that is Peter Marinker, who provided the voices of the primordial serpents, Frampt and Kath, in the previous game. Come on now, give me something good here. Ah, the old whip. Whips are not really my thing, and I think it'll have a dexterity requirement that's well above what we've got, but the old whip is a particularly good one, so there's that at least. We'll give that a quick look. It's a leather whip that has seen plenty of use. It appears no different than an ordinary whip, but is charmed by an ancient blessing that boosts damage inflicted on hollows. The blessing is likely the work of the cleric, but whether the spell is good or evil is unclear. So that's a weapon that'll do some extra damage against hollows, and the fact that it's an old, evil-slaying whip, good against undead, kinda makes me wonder if it's a little reference to Castlevania. Couldn't tell you for sure one way or the other, though. Nice thing about whips is that they do bypass shields, but again, they are rather I'm all stuttery today. Dexterity dependent, and I'm not crazy about the usual moveset that they have either. But whips are viable in this game, which you couldn't really say about them in Dark Souls 1. So you do have that option if that's your kind of thing. Alright then, I reckon that's enough shopping and trading for the immediate. What we're gonna do now is move on to the next area, the next part of the game. And this is going to be the beginning of our path to the next Well Endowed, and get our next Great Soul. Now this, you may recall, is the way we went before to reach Hade's Tower of Flame. But you remember Alicia of Lindelt, who we met at the Tower of Flame? Yeah, she's moved back here to Majula. We just didn't have any reason to go visit her before. Let's see how she's enjoying her new environs.
Oh, hello there. An honor to see you again. This room is not as it seems. There are two, not one pathways leading out. And only this lovely thing reveals the other path. And this, you lovely thing, only runs on miracles. Shall I provide you with one?
Well, isn't that convenient? Here she is, an expert in miracles, and we've got this switch here that apparently only works on miracles. Very convenient indeed.
To cast miracles, you must have strong faith in the gods. Miracles began as tales told by gods. We preserve their will with law, pray to their greatness, and are blessed in return. You must nourish your faith. Miracles have been passed down through us since the first flame. Isn't it extraordinary to think they've existed since the very origins of the world? And now, you can have this power for yourself. Don't miss out on the road to enlightenment.
Bye now! Yeah, Alicia, you're starting to sound a little bit like some kind of infomercial pitchman there. Now, she did say, or let slip, rather, that she was going to try and gull the citizens around here, so I think she's a little shady for a cleric.
What is the first flame? Well, it's... You're not ready to comprehend it, I'm afraid. You require more faith, and more miracles, many more miracles.
Yep, she's definitely all about the sale. and can't seem to remember what the first flame is, which means she's not studying her, I wonder if that would be considered theology or history in this world. Well, anyway, moving on.
To cast miracles, you must.
Well, looks like that's all she has to say for the moment, so let's see if she'll trigger that switch for us with one of her ever so valuable miracles. 2,000. Well, luckily we have just a little more than that. Okay, now watch this.
Go ahead.
Yep. If you didn't quite catch that, she has us kneel down in prayer with her, and while our head is bowed and we're not looking, she just goes ahead and triggers the switch herself. She apparently knows how to operate it, but it doesn't require miracles at all. She is a slick one. Ah well. I don't think we need anything she's selling right now, even if we could afford it, so we'll just be on our way.
May the power of miracles be with you. Offer your souls to the gods.
Yeah, may the Force be with you too. And now that we have this path open, the Tower of Flame is now blocked off to us. But that doesn't really matter because we've activated bonfires there, and we can go back that way if we need to. And this is where we're going. Before we get started, I'm going to put on my Covenant ring real quick. I guess we can replace our regen, because I want to keep that extra poise damage. And so maybe when we get into a place that's one of the areas that activates it, maybe we can get summoned for a little invading action. Ah, some Rouge water. Have we seen that before? Oh, looks like our first. Oh yeah, we saw that in Strayd's inventory. So no huge deal there. Long way down. And I should note that when you're in an area where you can be auto-summoned for a Bellkeeper invasion, you'll see the Covenant icon up there by the health and stamina bars start to glow. It's not glowing now, so that means we can't get summoned from this area. Generally speaking, the closer you are to one of the belfries, the more likely you are to get brought in to invade someone. Well, we've got a new bonfire here. And welcome to Huntsman's Copse. That's not exactly what you might think from the name of it. It's not just a place where people go hunting for animals or whatever. This is a place where undead were hunted down. Yep. As ever, people of this land, not real big fans of the undead. Nothing of interest down there, it looks like. Well, we'll spark up. And I saw a gentleman in a chair over here. This is the fellow who would not be willing to talk to us if we didn't have 8 intelligence and faith, so that's why I wanted to get those stats up to a sufficient level. We'll have a chat with him.
The dark stirs. I see it. The dark has sparked within you. My name is Falcon. I will trade with you. What do you need?
Falcon the Outcast is one of the big hex teachers of this game. So if you're a hexer, you'll probably want to be buying out a lot of his stuff. We're not big hexers, so he's got some inventory stuff that we don't need to worry about right now. The Ring of Life Protection. We're definitely going to want that as soon as possible, but I can't afford it right now. It's got some dark pine resin, which you can use to buff weapons with dark element. And some elementary hexes. This one's actually a miracle, but the rest are of the hex school. But none of that's really relevant to us right now. We'll just pump him for conversation instead.
This land lies closest to the dark. That is why I came here. This kingdom collapsed long ago. All that are left are either undead or hollow. Save a few misfits like myself. I went to a great school in the south, but neither sorcery nor pyromancy appealed. I learned nothing at all. But it was there that I happened upon the dark. It drew me in, the nebulous dark. Soon I was drawn to this land where dark runs deeper than anywhere else. Hexes originated here in ancient times. They were once a form of sorcery, but the practice was lost, then later rediscovered. Those devoted to hexes are a lonely lot, but nevertheless they give their life to their art. Such is the fate of we practitioners of dark. What drew me to the dark? I do not know. Hexes are more than mere tools to me. I feel affinity and warmth, something universal, nostalgia even. Those who discover dark realize this, and they never come back. This land, this kingdom, all that are left, save a few misfits.
So, you may have noticed a few things about Falcon that might seem kind of familiar. He's a very dedicated magician who moved to a hostile land in order to pursue his art. He's got a little bit of a stutter. He's kind of a social outcast due to studying a poorly regarded school of magic. And he's voiced by Andy Gathergood. So yeah, this guy's kind of the new Laurentius. But I have to say, I don't find him nearly as endearing as Larry. That said, he has his uses, and we'll definitely want to get that ring from him.
No matter, the time will come.
That's right, Falcon, we'll be back. For now, though, let's just be on our way. I don't know what you think is so funny. Oh, that was an unusually tough hollow. Then again, I was using my bastard sword rather than my hammer. Whoop! Poison powder. Yeah, in this area you will sometimes encounter poison moths, who are often well hidden, and they drop their poison powder from above. Let's go ahead and shoot that one down. One positive is they are guaranteed to drop poison moss, so if you have a need for poison curing items, you can kind of farm them for those. While you're in Huntsman's Copse, you're likely to encounter a combination of the hunters of the undead and the undead that they're hunting. And of course, being everyone's little butt monkey, will be attacked by both. Oh well. What do we have here? Hooray for message indeed. Alright then, if we can get over to the other side, we can push that tree down and make a little shortcut for ourselves. But we'll have to go the long way around first. Hang in there, buddy. And I think pretty soon we'll start to encounter the hunters of the undead, rather than just hollows hanging around. And the first of them just dropped right in on us. Think over here we're gonna have some shooters. Yep. Archers can be a bit of a problem in this area. There are lots of them, and I think some of them have poison arrows. That kinda sucks. Free burr. Yep, there's the poison. At least it doesn't cause very much buildup. Oh yeah, these guys can drop all the different kinds of burr. So that's cool. Ow! Dickhead. Oh, and I see my covenant sign is glowing, so I could potentially get summoned here. Take on a Belfry intruder. I believe there's an ambush behind this door, but let's do it. Let me see if I can get him to follow me outside, so I don't keep getting shot at. Alright. Let's continue on. I could go on... God damn it, stop shooting me. I could go down into the pit there, and I think there are some goodies to be found, but... that's something we can save for later, I think. For now, I'm just going to continue onward. Honestly, don't remember this area as well as I'd like to, but we'll muddle our way through. There we go. Well, we might as well take a quick look at one of those burrs. I don't think we've seen the flavor text for them yet. These burrs bloom magnificently on a shrub every few years. Their color and effect determined by soil quality and recent weather. Known to have been used in rituals long ago. And they just boost your appropriate elemental defense for a little while. Now, over there on that little column, I believe that's a Pharos Lockstone. And we can kind of take a little hop to grab that. But before we do, I want to make sure we have this shortcut open to us. Trying happiness is always a good idea. Oh, and yes, there is a very important bonfire here, too. Well, we don't have a whole lot of souls, and not a whole lot to risk, so let's go ahead and see if we can get at that lockstone. Let's see, where's the little column thinger? There it is. Now, if I recall correctly, which I very well might not, the easier way to get that is to just do a good sprint. Because if you jump, you will probably overshoot it. So I think we're more or less lined up correctly. Just want to turn a little to the left. Let's go for it. Just a little short. Oh well, if at first you don't succeed. Oh, hi. Now these hollows sometimes drop their prison clothing, and I would actually kind of like to have that because the prison clothing you can wear to increase your item drop rate, and that means we could finally get rid of this beret that we've been stuck with for a while. Like to show off my leafy greens, you know? Maybe this is a better angle to run from. Let's go for it. That's more like it. Yep, Pharaoh's Lockstone and a token of fidelity, why not? Okay, looks like jumping down there is the way to get back. I'm not sure exactly where this leaves us, though. Well, we'll have a quick look around, and then, we'll find out. Oh, yeah, okay. I think I know where I am. I think this is roughly where we end up if we jump down from where the hunters were shooting at me in the dark. And there are moths around here, I can tell, because of all the poison fog coming down. Not always easy to tell where they are, but we'll shoot them as we find them. Nice consumable. And which is the better way to go here? I don't really remember. We can clear you out of the way, though. Or not. And down there you see we have a giant basilisk. Its petrification gas is a threat as always, but I think actually the bigger danger with the giant ones is that they can hit incredibly hard. So let's see. Maybe we can get a plunging attack on it. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a try. I think we got a little damage on it there. Oh yeah, you gotta be very careful with the tail. That hurts a lot. And I should also note that this guy was not there in Vanilla Dark Souls 2. He is an addition for Scholar of the First Sin. Down here there used to be a Torturer, I think. And Torturers are kind of the elite enemy type of Huntsman's Cops. We haven't met any yet, but we will soon, and you will learn to fear them. I certainly treat them with a lot of respect at all times. So I think having the giant basilisk down here is actually a little bit easier than having a Torturer to deal with. And we did get some large shards for free. That's like 6,000 worth of loot there, so not complaining. Praise Jah, more herb. Our guaranteed poison moss drop from the moth. And what's in the box? Oh, Ricard's rapier. We're finding all kind of sort of semi-legendary weapons from the original Dark Souls. Well, I guess they are well made. They would probably last through the ages. Ricard's rapier is an exquisitely decorated rapier, and said to belong to a prince who appears in an ancient tale. There are numerous variations of the story of the prince who wandered the lands and eventually became undead. The majority of these tales end in tragedy, but there are some exceptions. Unfortunately, the one that we're most familiar with certainly did end in tragedy, because, we killed Ricard at our own hand. Now to get out of here, you need to activate this hidden door, but fortunately it's pretty obvious. Another minor consumable. Always appreciate some encouragement. And, oh, that wasn't encouragement for me, it was for this guy. Well, he'll just hang there forever, so we'll do him a favor. Oh dear. Typically they fall down when you do that. Apparently he's gonna hang there forever anyway. Well, that's a bummer. Let's take our coffin elevator right on out of there. Pretend we didn't see that. And here we are on the other side, where that archer was trying to mess with us. Oh, thought maybe I could creep up on him, but he saw me a little too quick. Oh, this one's sneaky. I thought he was just another hollow. Couldn't tell the difference in the dark. What do we have down there? Oh, I didn't quite kill him, huh? Well, I will now. Is this another door? Nope, maybe it used to be, but not anymore. And I wish these guys would drop their prison clothes, but they don't seem to be cooperative right now. See, that's what's supposed to happen. I will, butthole. See if I can hit this guy with my overhead swing. And over... Did I hear another hollow? Yeah, thought I did. Helps to keep your ears tuned in this game. Anyway, what kind of goodies do we have over here? Just a bandit knife. Well, we do have a lot of unsavory characters around here, so I suppose that stands to reason. Alright, so back on up and out. Where the hell am I now? And ninja flipping around won't help you. Who was that? Oh, there's a ninja there. That's interesting. I'm not sure if I ever even noticed that guy before. Where does he end up? I know where this guy's gonna end up. What the fuck? Nice jump. See if I can get the drop on him, no pun intended. Not even close. Here's someone rustling around. I wonder if that's the ninja. Yep, I well and truly have no idea where that guy ended. Oh! A torturer. Oh, maybe that's who was up there, not a ninja at all. Well, torturers come in two flavors. There are ones with man-catchers, and there are ones with these whips. The whip ones are considerably less dangerous, so this is the kind I'd prefer to be surprised by. They have the tiger knee there, which is good at breaking your guard. Fortunately, they can't bypass your shield with their whips. So yeah, that flavor of torture, not nearly so bad. Just kind of hanging out up there, I guess, somewhere. I honestly don't think I ever encountered him before. Oh well. Like the Carillion says... The Carillion? Like Carillion says, we'll learn together. And off in the distance, in this path around the chasm there, is how we will proceed onward deeper into Huntsman's Copse. But I see we've been at it for just about an hour today, so I think it's time to retire. As always, friends, it has been a pleasure. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I remain wishing you the best. Today's episode of I Played a Thing, and my new pop filter, have been brought to you by such generous patrons as Justin Carpenter, Nolden, Zangamarth, Charlie Dunst, Anonymous Benefactor, John Madigan, Johnny Millennium, Sanguine Games, Misha Van Doren, Craig Patterson, Frank Grizzy, Tim J., Lolo de Puzzlo, Joshua C. Ritchie, Jared C. Rice, Darren Chow, Sonic Rose, EX Potemkin, Alicia Goranson, and Argyle Jelly. Thank you as well to all other patrons, and to you folks who are subscribing, commenting, watching, just along for the ride. Glad to have you all along, and I'll see you soon.